To my third class. Today we're going to continue parts of speech. We had the main four parts yesterday. We touched base on noun, pronoun, adverb, adjective, and today we are going to talk about the remaining of those points. So we got four more left, and we'll start from adverbs. As you guys can see here on the screen, the explanation is a little, it might be a little complicated for some who don't know, but it's very easy, honestly. Once you put your mind into it, you will be fine. So the definition is basically, it tells you how a word or a phrase or a paragraph or anything, how it works. And then it's detailedly explained down here. So the definition says that just like adjectives, adverbs are also used to describe words. What does describe words mean? It means it talks about other verbs. It helps other words and how they function, and it adds meaning to them. It complements them. So that's what it describes. But describe, if you go and find the meaning of describe means to point out. To point out something, to illustrate something, or to show something, to showcase something. The best way, I would suggest one point here, which is worth mentioning, that whenever you guys see anything online, or whenever you see anything on billboard, anything, the best way to build your vocabulary is to go to the source. Well, some sources are not that trustworthy, but find a good and up-to-date dictionary. Nowadays, it's Google. You can search it and try to translate or try to find the meaning of a word back into English. So what happens is, by doing so, you're going to build up your vocabulary. Let's say if you're speaking Mandarin, if you're speaking, let's say, Hindi, or if you're speaking whatever language, or Persian, what happens is, the moment you guys are going to find a meaning, there's nothing wrong if you just want to know the meaning of a word. Then you can translate it into your native language. But if you want to build up your vocabulary, if you want to be fluent, and if you want to find the pronunciation, the proper way of pronouncing some words, the best would be to go to Google and search it English into English. So here we got, if you find out this, if you find it out this to be like an easier version of the words for you, then that's fine. But if you think it serves as a venue for you guys to build your vocabulary, then it's worth to just go and find other words in the definition that you don't know. For example, I talked about describe. To describe mean to show, but the difference is that adverbs describe adjectives, verbs or other adverbs. So the different type of adverbs are. So basically, what the definition says is that adverbs are words just like adjectives that we use to describe other words. But the exception is, or the difference is, or the only thing that differentiates these two is that adverbs describe adjectives, verbs, or other verbs. Where we have adjective here, this part of speech is used to describe a noun or a pronoun. So that's all we have in adjective. So the definition of adjective says that this part of speech, or this, or you can just say, an adjective defines or describes a noun or pronoun. Where we have adverb, and the adverb, what an adverb does is that it's going to do the same functionality, but the only thing is, the difference is that it's something that describes adjectives, verbs. Okay, let me just do it this way: adjectives, verbs, and other adverbs. Okay, so let me just point out You see the adjective part? Adjective is a part of speech or a word which is used or which we use to describe a noun or pronoun. So this is the difference. Let me just okay. So here, let's just for the sake of our thing. Okay, so here you go. So here's the difference. Basically, this is the difference. This part of a speech is used to describe a noun or pronoun. We already know about noun and pronoun. What's the meaning of noun and pronoun? And here, what happens is that the functionality of adverb is different than of the adjective. So here we have adverbs definition. It's a little complicated. That's the reason I'm taking a little longer to explain this part. Adverbs describe adjectives, verbs, or other adverbs, where our adjective only describe an adjective describes a noun or pronoun. So here go the example of noun or pronoun. Adjectives can specify the quality, the size, and the number of nouns. So let's say we say Ali is a good student. So good is the adjective we use to describe quality. We can talk about the size, and now size is also adjective for size. Let's say let's talk about which country. Qatar. Qatar is a small country, well, a small state. Why? Because I think it has roughly 2 million, the population is 2 million people. So that's a size that we talk about. Let's talk about a number of nouns or pronouns. Okay, so for example, we can talk about small, we can talk about small shows the size. Slow also shows how something is done. Beautiful shows about the beauty, about the look, and dangerous also shows that danger is also something that we use to portray the kind of something, like to compare two different situations and states or states of being. So that's the reason we use this one. So we're coming back to adverbs. So we just say that adverb is also a word. It functions exactly like an adjective, but adverb portrays more, and it encompasses more denomination of this field. So, but it's divided in different parts. So we have to know this too. So let's say adverb of manner. Okay, adverb is divided in the following parts. Okay, so we have to know these degrees and these different parts. So adverb of manner. So this refers to how something happens or how an activity is done. This is a manner. Okay. We say, for example, like how something is done. This shows manner, the way, behavior, the speed, stuff like that. So the example says Adam cut the onions. The word slowly tells how Adam cut the onions. The next one, okay, so how did Adam cut the onions? We would just want to know, how did he cut it? He cut it fast, he cut it slowly, he cut it recklessly, he cut it beautifully, stuff like that. But here we're talking about the manner. So how did Adam cut, or let's say this way, how did Ali teach yesterday's English class? Well, he taught yesterday's English class slowly. So slowly shows the behavior, the speed, or how he was able to carry on the class. So let's talk about the second one, adverb of time. This states when something happens or when it's done. So adverb of time is also a word or a part of adverb, or a word that reflects something's timing, and it talks about when something happens. So I will have a very, very comprehensive class later on, because there's a lot involved in this in the family of parts of speech, because we cannot just overlook and skip it just the way we are doing right now. It's just an introduction. Believe me, there's way too much into it. So if I'm going to bring them all down here, it will be very, very frustrating for you guys, and it will be something that you guys don't want to be in it. So I just want to reflect and skim code it for you guys, but the reality is something different. So we will be very much talking back about these extensively. Probably each one of these can take us 2-3 sessions. But for now, we just read this, so we familiarize ourselves with the parts of speech. So this one talks about when. This is when we use to talk about a timing or when something happened. So example, the new song was released yesterday. Okay, so let's say somebody says, "Oh, wow, that song is beautiful. I heard a lot about this song, and I listened to it, and it was really beautiful. It was a beautiful song." So then that question will be, when was this song released? Meaning that I never knew about this song. I didn't know about this song, and when this happened. And then you talk about the time. The time is here, what? Yesterday. You can talk about this morning. Well, the song was released this morning. Well, the song was released last week. Well, the song was released last month, last year. So this, yesterday, is adverb of time. And then we have adverb of place. Now, as we know, the place, meaning that we talk about a location, a position, a situation, or a physical place of something. So this tells something about where. So if we want to make a question, so I'll talk about WH question words some other time. It's worth it. We can discuss that later on, but for now, it's a beginner level class. So adverb of place, this tells something about where something happens or where something is done. Example, of course, he was assisted from everywhere. The adverb of everywhere tells where he was or assisted. We can say he or I assisted. So everywhere is talking about location. Okay, so for everywhere, we have to use adverb. For everywhere, when we want to talk about everywhere, and somebody says, "What's the position of everywhere?" in the English language, we just say it's adverb of place. So what this sentence tells us, of course, he was assisted from everywhere. It means that the person had no choice. He was helpless, and nobody was there to assist him or help him. That's another way to build your vocabulary. Find the meaning of assisted if you don't know, and then translate it into English, and you will find 3-4 other words. And then you can use them interchangeably. Otherwise, you can't just use again assisted. So that also shows that you're not confident enough about the use of this word. So find a word and then find its meaning back into English in different words, and then use those multiple options or few options that you have, and then you can use them. Obviously, you have to research and search the meaning and research on it and see where we can use, where we can't use it, because the English language is very broad. Okay, the grammar part is the most hectic and complicated, and a lot of native, even I live in the West, even people from we call them white, but anyways, even people whose fathers were like English speakers, they have no idea about the grammar part of the English language. If you talk to them, they can talk to you in a very good dialect, and they talk, the accent that we say, oh, it's a white accent. But honestly, if you ask him, okay, what's the meaning of adverb of place? I guarantee most of them, they don't know. They have no idea. And if you ask them, okay, what's the WH question? They don't know. It doesn't matter if they're in a university, or if they're in high school level, whatever. So it's not easy. It's the most complicated part of this. So we move on. Let's move on to the next one. It's adverb of degree. That states the intensity or the degree to which a specific thing happens or is done. Example, the child is very sick. So here the very underlined, all these underlined words are our adverbs, and they're divided in different denominations and different specific or certain classes. So that's how we have to know. So let's say this is a little negative. Well, the child is very sick. Well, right now it's a season. So let's say my son is very sick. My sister is very happy. So when we use very, we talk about the degree. The degree. Somebody says, how much is your brother? Or how much happy is your brother? How much happy is, because happiness we cannot count. So we have to use how much. How much, or sorry, how sick is your brother? How sick your brother? So when we say how sick is your brother, it means that we're talking about a degree. Or how happy is your brother? You can't say how much happy is your brother. How happy is your brother? So we're talking about a degree. So very. And the next one is preposition. Preposition is here. The preposition part talks about the location or location and time. I would just add something that many years ago, 20 years ago actually, I was teaching. 22 years ago I was teaching, and I just made my own definition. So let's say, if you guys see here, it's called preposition. So position is location. Pre is also what do you call it? We use it at the beginning. It's called prefix. Prefix we use. So let's say preposition. So this is something I made it, and I don't know if other people know or not. I say preposition is a word, especially when we talk about location. We use it preposition. Pre mean before, position. So this is what I made. So this part of a speech refers to words that specify the location or a location and time. So let's say somebody says, where is my book? And you say the book or your book is on the table. So when we say on the table, on itself, where is do I have it here? Okay, so when I say on the table, table is a location and on is a preposition. So it talks about the position of that book and the location of this book, okay? Or you can just say, where's your school? You just say, my school is near the University of let's say Waterloo. Or where's my umbrella? Your umbrella is outside. Okay, or outside. Please go outside. So this talks about the location. Okay, throughout the semester. Okay, throughout the semester, Ali was on time every single day. Okay, above and since and all these are the prepositions that we use to talk about locations. So let's talk about the next one. Next one is conjunction. The conjunction is a part of speech that joins two or more words, phrases, or clauses together. So here we have is that a conjunction is a word that we use to join or to combine two phrases, words, sentences, paragraphs, whatever. So they're like and. We know and. Like you say, Ali is a student. Malik is a student. You can say Ali and Malik are students. So we join two sentences. Yet, but, for, nor, or, and so. So some of these are a little high level. I'm sure that you guys don't need it right now. And as soon as we go ahead, if I'm alive, hopefully we can do this. Let's talk about interjection. This part of speech refers to word hatch expressing emotions. I would just say, just ignore the stupid definitions. I would just say interjection is this part of speech or interjection is a part of speech that talks about emotions. Okay, what does emotions mean, or a strong feeling? Emotions mean sadness, or something that let's say if somebody's hurt, somebody's painful. Let's say the snake bit him. Okay, so this is interjection. It talks about strong feeling. Or for example, here we say, ouch. Oh, ouch. Or that must have hurt. Or hooray. Hooray. Okay, ouch is also, this talks about a strong feeling. It means he got hurt or she got hurt. But if we talk hooray, we won. Okay, hooray, it's a celebration. Okay, so when we do this, when we do a celebration, it reflects our strong feeling. Or hey, like you just say, hey, stop it. Hey, these are the examples that we have. I think it should be enough for today, and we will elaborate and focus on the rest of these as we go ahead. So please like, subscribe, and share this video. Okay, if you have any kind of question, please don't feel shy or don't be introvert. Just go down below in the comment section and just type it, and I'll definitely answer it for you. Take care of yourself. Resilience, dedication, and commitment, along patience. These are the traits and qualities that we need to have. Be patient and have patience. You can find the meaning if you don't know. Take care. Bye.